Welcome back to the Gridiron Expert. You know, they may not be the biggest games in the world, but man, it sure does feel good to be back bringing you some weekly predictions, especially back up here on our whiteboard. Guys, college football is back. Week 0 in college football begins this Saturday. The offseason is over. The wait is finally over. And we've got 7 games on deck for this Saturday in week 0. And again, they may not be the biggest games in the world, but we looked at the schedule and we go, you know what? It's only 7 games. We need to predict all of them. We need to take advantage of this opportunity, shed some light on some of these games, some of these teams that maybe won't be talked about as much throughout the rest of the season. And we thought, why not give you some analysis for the games that you're going to be watching all day long this coming Saturday. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So welcome back to the Gridiron Expert, guys. We're so glad that you could join us today, our first weekly prediction video of the season. As always, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and check out everything down in the description below, including our expert picks over on our website, thegridironexpert.com. We're going to have spread picks for a good amount of these games over on our website, thegridironexpert.com. First picks of the year. If you want to sign up for those today, highly recommend you do, because they're the lowest prices in the country for the best picks in the country. Picks that have beat out over 80% of the national handicappers each of the last 5 years. We can guarantee you a winning record. We can guarantee you money right back in your pocket. We can guarantee you the best customer service that any handicapper in the country will give you. So go sign up for that today down in the description below before those picks come out. Of course, sign up for our Patreon account as well, exclusive college football content year round, and send us some gear. Send us some of your team's gear to be represented in every single video. We've got some pennants over here. We definitely need some more helmets over here. So whoever your team may be, send it to that mailing address down in the description so we can represent them all season long. So let's take a look at these 5 games. Yes, we know there are 2 missing. These are the lower end games on Saturday. The 2 marquee games, Navy and Notre Dame in Ireland, and then of course Hawaii at Vanderbilt on Saturday night. We will have a prediction video and deeper analysis on both of those games coming out later this week. So we didn't forget about them. We're going to talk about them. Stay tuned for that right here on the channel. You can do that by subscribing and hitting that notification button. But these are the other 5 games that are going to be in action. We'll start up here in the Conference USA. UTEP at Jacksonville State. So this is a game, guys, that's actually a conference matchup. You know, this is not some non-conference deal. This is a game that's going to count on the conference record for both these programs. So it's a pretty big deal. I think it's a great way to kick off the season, no doubt about it. It's also a historic matchup as well because this is Jacksonville State's first game as an FBS member. They're moving up from the FCS to the FBS. So they're getting to host the game, host their first FBS game, and it's a conference game. I mean, can't get much bigger or better than that. But ultimately, guys, I'm going to have to go with UTEP here. We're going to pick the Miners to get the win over the Gamecocks. You look at the Miners. This is a team that should have gone bowling last year, fell just short, will be in a bowl game this year. They have a veteran quarterback returning in Gavin Hardison. Deion Hankins is back at running back. They have a 1,000-yard receiver returning in Tyron Smith. 7 starters are back on defense, a defense that will be one of, if not the best, in the Conference USA this year. You look at Jacksonville State, they've got a great experienced coach in Rich Rodriguez, now in his 2nd year with the program. They've got a dangerous dual-threat quarterback in Zion Webb, who was granted an extra year of eligibility after rushing for over 600 yards and 13 touchdowns. 16 starters are back. That's huge, but the Gamecocks defense still concerns me. Allowed 174 rushing yards per game. Still, you know, I think has some question marks on that side of the ball, especially up front. UTEP is a bigger and better team on both sides and should get this win. 1-0 in conference play and spoils the debut in the FBS for Jacksonville State. UMass at New Mexico State. I love this New Mexico State team, also out of the Conference USA. I'm all over them. Can't pick UMass here, right? Love the Aggies in this game. Should win this game big. This is a team that carries a lot of momentum into the season following their 7-6 season in 2022. Kind of surprised everybody. So Jerry Kill already way ahead of schedule with New Mexico State. Now they've returned 9 starters on offense, including their quarterback in Diego Pavia. They have Star Thomas returning at running back. This is an offense that seems to be a lot better than people realize. And the defense, despite only returning about 4 starters, isn't going to be that bad. Wasn't all that bad last year. Should take a bigger step forward this year. UMass, on the other hand, I mean, this is a team that only averaged 12.5 points per game on offense. They couldn't move the ball. They averaged just 266 yards per game on offense, and the defense was pretty bad. Secondary, not too bad. This could be a game where New Mexico State has to rely more on their ground game than anything else, but they've got a mobile quarterback. They've got a solid ground game. They've got home field advantage. They've actually got some momentum and excitement for once. The Aggies no longer independent back in a conference, had their a legitimate shot to return to a bowl game, maybe even contend for a Conference USA title. All of that's at stake here. Mexico State wins big over the Minutemen. Ohio at San Diego State. This is a sneaky good game. You know, we're going to talk about Navy and Notre Dame later this week, even Vanderbilt and Hawaii later in the week, sure. But this has an opportunity to be a very good game between the Bobcats and the Aztecs, one of the better teams out of the MAC against one of the better teams in the Mountain West. And it's a battle between Ohio's offense and Curtis Rower, their star quarterback, that averaged 31.8 points per game and over 420 yards per game last year. That offense against this San Diego State defense that gave up just 20.5 points per game in 2022 while allowing just 323 total yards per game. So stingy defense, electric offense. Who's going to win that battle? I'm going to side with the defense here. I like San Diego State's defense a lot more than Ohio's. Ohio's defense was a little bit shaky last year, especially in the secondary. So, you look at San Diego State, if they can find a way to generate more of a passing game, something they've struggled with in recent years, they might be able to exploit Ohio here. But additionally, San Diego State's a tough out at home. Long way to travel for Ohio. The Aztecs 14-5 at home under Brady Hoke, his second stint with San Diego State. And this is also a San Diego State team that has a loaded secondary. They only allowed 209 passing yards per game last year. Should be even better this year. So if they can kind of bottle up Curtis Rower, kind of shut down that passing attack and his mobility as well, Ohio's going to be in for a tough game. San Diego State did beat Toledo last year. Not that matters, but it's interesting that they hosted Toledo, a solid team out of the MAC, who beat Ohio in the MAC championship. The Aztecs played them out west, won that game. I think there's a little bit of a repeat here. They get the job done in a close, hard-fought, low-scoring game against the Ohio Bobcats. San Jose State at number 6 USC. Look, that's a no-brainer, right? USC's got the win. Really the storyline I'm looking for here, right? First off, great that you're getting to watch a top 10 team in action, right? We're going to get to see a true top 10 team, college football playoff contender in action in week 0. So that's exciting. Same can be said for Notre Dame, who we'll be talking about here in a little bit. They're not top 10, but they're a true playoff contender. The storyline I'm looking for here, though, between San Jose State and USC is what does the Trojans' defense look like? San Jose State's not winning this game, but they have the offense to put some points on USC. Shevin Cordiero back at quarterback, maybe one of the best wide receiver cores they've had in recent memory. They have the talent to put some points up on the Trojans. So USC, everybody knowing that the defense is their weakness and the biggest concern for the team, what do they look like against the Spartans? That is kind of what I'm looking for in this game. USC will win big. I believe it's a 30-point spread right now. Find out for those expert picks if we're picking them to cover that or not. But regardless, they win big, but how many points do they allow? 21, 24, 28 points? That might be a little too much. I think if you're USC, you got to hope to hold them to 17 points or less, and that would be considered a successful day defensively. Finally, guys, Florida International at Louisiana Tech, another Conference USA matchup here. So this will go down as a conference game between the Panthers and the Bulldogs. Sonny Cumbie versus Mike McIntyre, both coaches in their second year with their respective programs. But Louisiana Tech, watch out for the Bulldogs this year, guys. Their offense was not bad last year. Averaged 29 points per game. Was really, really solid. Now they added Hank Bachmeier, the transfer quarterback from Boise State. So an experienced QB, really, really good with Boise State when he stayed healthy. So that's a huge addition for Louisiana Tech. The defense for the Bulldogs, very, very bad. Allowed nearly 38 points per game and 469 yards per game. But the Panthers' defense, also bad, giving up over 37 points per game and 452 yards per game. Louisiana Tech owns the offensive edge significantly. They own the home field advantage. And yes, even though Florida International beat Louisiana Tech last year 42-34 in double overtime, I think the Bulldogs take a major step forward in year 2 under Sonny Cumbie, more so than Florida International does in year 2 under Mike McIntyre. Louisiana Tech starts 1-0 overall, 1-0 in conference play. So there you have it, guys. Those are 5 games coming up in week 0. If you're like me, you're going to be in front of the TV all day long, regardless of the matchups, regardless of how good, how bad they are. Obviously, week 1 is when the true fun begins, but college football's back. This is the moment we've been waiting for. We actually do have some quality games up here, some entertaining games at the least. And again, Notre Dame, Navy, Vanderbilt, Hawaii, those predictions coming out later this week as well. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching us here at the Gridiron Expert on YouTube. Make sure to continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and check out everything down in the description below, including those expert picks over on our website, thegridironexpert.com. Get the spread picks for these games coming up in week 0. Hurry up and sign up for those today. Our Patreon account for exclusive college football content, and of course, our mailing address to send us some gear to represent every single Gridiron Expert video. And once again, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time right here on the Gridiron Expert.